Hello folks, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, where my addiction's all over the internet. So on this channel we do book hauls, book reviews of both physical and digital media, audiobooks, and so much more. So before I begin, I want to say happy Sunday. I probably mentioned that in one of the videos. It is currently 11:40, so this video may bleed into Monday. So yeah, I have a lot of books that I read a lot last month. I read a lot. I've read so many books last month that I literally have 3.5 pages dedicated just to all the books I read last month. Now, three of one of them is a manga, one is a graphic novel. I've got comic books I've read, and of course I have books that I have read. So we're going to go through them one by one. This is going to be a very torturous thing. I got my drink to help me out, to wet my palate. Okay, so I am going to tell you the title of the book, and I will tell you what I personally thought about it and everything else. Alright. So the first one is Power Girl issue number 2. Okay, so for people that know, Power Girl is a Kryptonian, and she has probably the most memorable costume ever, with the little hole where you can see her cleavage. So yes, Power Girl issue number 2 was better than Power Girl issue number 1, and I can say that with certainty. She kicks some major butt. I think this issue she was like attacking Superman. Quite not sure about that. Alright, moving on. Power Girl number 3. This one, I believe, actually has like cats in it. That's all it has, is cats and maybe a couple humans. That was an interesting one. And then we got Power Girl number 4, which is the third comic that I read last month. That was also good. I believe I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. Absolute Superman is interesting because everything about Kal-El's world is very different than it is in the Prime DC universe. So we have that. He's a lot more rough around the edges than he is in the models of Superman. Alright. Then I got A Witch Upon a Star by Aggie M. Sanders. I don't remember what that book was about, but I think I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I did enjoy it, mainly because she doesn't confuse people in her writing. She doesn't confuse readers, which is always good. You Can Hide 30 Tales of Terror by Blair Daniels. Blair Daniels, next to Grady Hendrix, is one of my favorite horror authors. He does short stories, which is always great. You cannot go wrong with the Blair Daniels book. All the tales are twisted. You don't really know what the heck is going on, but by the time you're done with the book, you are very satisfied with the read, and I will always recommend Blair Daniels to anyone. Then we got Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Now, people complain about the fact that his Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire, is not done. But I was determined to give his book a try. This book I bought last year. I am not joking. I bought this last year. It took me 5 months to read the book because there was times when I didn't even want to read it. And I believe I gave it 2 stars on Goodreads, mainly for the length of time it took me to read the book. But never fear, I'm torturing myself again next month with the second book. So I'm torturing myself. Oh man, I love torturing myself. All right. Now I want to add though, with like the Game of Thrones, we are introduced to characters that are going to be important in later books. But yeah. Alright, then we got DC Horror Presents. This is issue number 3. This is perfect for if you're into like Halloween. I know that we are 6 months away from Halloween, which is shocking in itself. So if you want to read something during the horror season, then definitely pick that up. Shazam issue number 5 by Mark Waid. Going through some issues. It continues on in number 6, where literally Solomon has to sit down and kind of, explain about, what is going on and about how it's twisting him. And he ends up using wisdom as the primary weapon against the others, which I thought was interesting. Proving that, once again, wisdom can sometimes be the most powerful weapon you have in your arsenal. Alright, The Iron King by Julia Kagawa. Absolutely love that series so much. I actually want to say this. I love the series so much, and I will say this is romantasy done correctly. I mean, it doesn't turn you off. There's creatures that keep you interested. You're rooting for the characters. You really want to know what's going on. And, the Iron King laid the foundation for the characters that we're going to encounter, including the notorious Iron Fae and their plot to destroy the Never Never. And when I sat down and read this book, I was like, I absolutely loved this book. This book had me gripped tightly. It would not let me go. And I just stormed through it in at least about a week. Alright. Sorry about that. The next one is Night of the Living Cat Volume 1. Okay. For people that don't know, I bought this book, this manga. This is the only manga that I read last month. But what happened was when I was sick for the week, and I finally had enough energy to actually do something more than just moan and cough and sneeze and all that type of stuff, I decided to go onto YouTube and see if there was any videos that I was interested in, and I saw the trailer for Night of the Living Cat. Now, while this is a hilarious title for a book, and I've laughed a lot in this book, it really has this survival thing. You have this virus that has the ability to turn people into cats. And for people that don't want to be a cat, it's terrifying. And so Crunchyroll is having it in July. I'm going to be actually getting it on my tablet. And I am going to watch it. And I will give reviews of it because it is connected to a book. But it had a lot of your zombie moments, but kind of like Kitty, So really interesting one, and I think it's number 7 is coming out in September, I believe it is. Yeah. I am going when I go to Barnes & Noble next week. I am actually going to get volumes number 3 and 4, because I have it on my cart, in my Barnes & Noble cart. I am going to get that. I'm going to get two copies of it, one for me and one for my brother, so we can enjoy the zaniness. Yeah. All right. Oh, another thing is about the Iron Fae. I will be buying book 3 at Barnes & Noble as well. Okay, Murder the Paperback Parlor. Another good book. I thought the reason why the guy died was stupid. Of course, I think all kinds of deaths are stupid. But yeah, it was a good book. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I read Miles Morales number 1, number 23. I am a big Miles Morales fan. Issue number 23 takes place after the events of Blood Hunt. And on my comic book channel, I do talk about Blood Hunt. And he literally is trying to fight the need to feed. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider. This is issue number 4. And I also read issue number 5 and 6 and 7. And I will say, out of all of the Marvel characters, I do like Spider-Gwen the best. She's right up there with like Miles Morales and the original Peter Parker. I really enjoyed those comics. Then we have Pouncing on Murder, a Bookmobile Cat mystery number 4. I have it both. I have it on Audible, but I also have it on ebook, and that's another one. You have a guy that is like pretty much a recluse, and he is killed, and they think that this mob person is trying to, it's an interesting one. It has a mob in it, a little bit of the mob, but not too much. Murder Lo Main. I believe this is the 3rd book in the series. I'm actually going to be buying off of Barnes & Noble either when I get back from Barnes & Noble. I'm actually going to see if they have it in stock, so I don't have to order it online. But it's about this competition, and one of the people ends up dead, and of course our favorite protagonist has to figure out what happened. The Bone Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart was my first book I've read from an Asian author. Her name might not appear to be Asian, but it is Asian. Absolutely loved the concept. I bought this book like several months back when I went back to Barnes & Noble for the first time in like 2 years. Or a year or something like that. This was all part of like when I bought my Lenovo and everything. I love the concept, and I love like the character, and I'm actually going to get the 2nd book in the series. I'm just going to have to find it, but I'll keep my phone with me, and I'll just like type it in and all that. Alright. But yeah, the Bone Shard Daughter was great world building. I absolutely just loved it all. The Iron Daughter, the 2nd book in the Iron Fae series. I couldn't wait for it to arrive in the mail, so I went ahead and bought it. The Iron Daughter was among my first ever buy-in from Barnes & Noble's website. Once again, the Iron Daughter. Once again, the 2nd book in the Iron Fae series did not disappoint. Once again, romantasy done correctly and tastefully. But of course, what you expect from Harlequin. Harlequin actually has authors that actually have talent. They know how to balance the romance with the fantasy. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful recipe. In fact, I liked these books so much that when I am done with the Iron Fae series, I am going to go into her next series. I also bought from Barnes & Noble on Nook the novellas. I had to have the novellas. I had to have the novellas in my Nook. I had to. That is how much I love this author. This author is one of my favorite authors, and I will say she's better than Sarah J. Maas. Absolutely better than her. I will take her books over Sarah J. Maas's books any day, and that's my own personal opinion. It's a very strong opinion. All right, Power Girl number 5, another good one. Then we have Absolute Superman number 3, another great comic. Then I read Aquaman number 2 that had come out at the time. Sorry. So yeah, absolutely enjoying it. Then we got DC vs. Vampires World War V. This is issue number 2. No, I'm going to let people know it is weird that you are in love with Vampire Wonder Woman. There was a comment. Am I being dirty by wanting her to bite me? Yes, you are. What, Vampire Wonder Woman is not anything noble. Anything. And personally, I cannot wait till she gets staked. Alright. This also has Alfred as a Green Lantern because the vampire... yeah. DC vs. Vampires World War V number 3. Another good one. And number 4 was also another good one. Raining Men and Corpses by Anna R. Taine. This is the first book in the series, and it is basically about a woman whose ex ends up dead, and of course she has to figure out who did it. The reasoning behind it was stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Then I read Fantastic Four issue number 1 from 1961 because I wanted to read the very first Fantastic Four. Yeah. Absolutely enjoyed that book a lot. We get them in their more like traditional clothing, and they're not so like I think it's like Galactus is coming. Read It and Weep by Wendy Meadows. Yeah, I believe, that was the one where you had the psycho guy. He was determined to kill this farmer who one of the twins is in love with. So yeah, that didn't turn out too well. Then we have Tea in Trouble by I cannot pronounce it. Yeah. I gave that one 5 stars. That was a really good one. I still love that cat. That cat is a whole level of saucy. Which Way to Murder and Mayhem. Oh my lord, that one was something else. She's got a grand that does not get it that she's elderly. She shows off more titty than the granddaughter's comfortable with. Like, she just likes to show off the titty and the other stuff. Love that granny. Absolutely love that granny. Yeah. She shows off what the gods gave her. Oh Lord, that was hilarious. Then we got the Snowman Killer, which by Wendy Meadows. This one is about a former LA police detective, and this woman. I will literally tell you about this. The person who was doing this could not tell the difference between fantasy and reality. And I mean, literally, when the killer finally shows up, she demands this woman to bring back the man of her dreams. And as she's writing him, as she sees him, this woman goes batshit crazy. I mean, literally batshit crazy. Just, oh my lord. I actually got the second book in the series because I really enjoyed the first. Then we got Kitty Confidential by Molly Fritz. This one was an unusual one, but so enjoyable. So basically what happens is this woman has died. And you would think, simple as that, you know, everything. So she has died. And they have to read the will. Now, the protagonist, I don't remember her name, but I know a little bit about her. She went to college, and she is in a temp agency that specializes in filling law firms with temporary work. And she's been there for quite a while. So she goes and she is basically, she goes to, to plug in a coffee maker, and she receives an electrical shock. And what this does, is a little zany on here, but I really liked it. Basically, she can now talk to the cat that the old woman owned. And so what happens is she starts snooping. And what happens is this woman, who is the killer, catches on that, like, she's this, claims that she's like this psychic. And she literally tries to kill this temp worker. And I liked it so much, I got the second book on Nook. And I cannot wait to read it on my Nook Glow 4 Deluxe. It'll be cool. I am dragging my brother to Barnes & Noble. I promised him a slice of cheesecake. I said, look, if you want me, I'll just buy the whole dang cheesecake. I don't care. That way you can eat it anytime you want. But yeah, I am so, like, I loved it. I loved the book a lot. And I would say something about Nook, about books that you buy off of Nook, off of Barnes & Noble. Ebooks, they are freaking reasonably priced. I mean, they're not super expensive, which is why I love Barnes & Noble. Absolutely love Barnes & Noble. And their customer service is wonderful. Alright, then we got The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I got the book. I actually have the physical edition of the book. You guys have seen my beautiful Hobbit book that I'm going to cherish for such a long time, even unto death. I'm going to get buried with that thing. I'm going to get buried with it. So anyways, so this is basically before the trilogy, and it is just so wonderful, and I'm really glad that I got it. I actually liked The Hobbit so much, I'm going to be reading the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring. So definitely looking forward to reading that book. I am also going to get the physical, the non super nice one, the one that's like $20 or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Okay. Alright, I'm going to be clear on this. That book was so difficult to get through. It was. I literally was like, why are these people doing this? Why are they going there? Don't they know that's not where you're supposed to go? I literally had a battle with this book. But since I like to torture myself so much, the ending was pretty good. I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed the ending enough to buy the second book. And I'm actually going to see if I can get the second book physical at the store. So I will be spending, I'm actually going to limit myself to, like, surprisingly enough, 4 books. So 4 physical books. Because I can just order like more at the end of the month. Alright. Southern Spells, which is the second one in it, by Nancy Bolds. In all honesty, oh yeah, now I remember, it had a werewolf in it. It had a werewolf in it. Alright. Final Exam, the only Carol J. Perry book that I wanted to actually burn at the stake. It's like, it was not a good book at all. The Hunger Games by Susan Collins, I actually have the physical edition of that book in the new, like, sprayed edges thing. Absolutely wonderful. My brother and I watched the movie. My brother loved the movie. And, yeah. Claws for Suspicion by Deborah Blake. The third book, I honestly did kind of enjoy it, but not enough to keep it. The Inconvenienced Corpse is basically about this woman who owns this beatery, this bead place. She divorced her super rich husband for the very same thing that she did. Did not feel sorry for her at all. But I did feel sorry for the poor guy. He ended up being murdered. And the reasoning for him to be murdered is because money. Money. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna profit off his crime. He's gonna be a very, very rich man. And he's gonna be in prison. So he'll have plenty of money to spend on commissary. Alright. Then we got Steamforged. Yeah, so Steamforged, I believe, is the final book that I've read for this month and last month. And Steamforged was a so-so book, not anything great to write home about, but yeah. So those are all the books that I read for the month of March. I was absolutely shocked. I'm up to like 136 books. I am currently getting through these books. Later on today, I will be adding a couple more reviews to it. I also have a package coming in today. It's Moby Dick by Herman Melville and Arsenic and Old Lace by Miranda James. I will show you those to you. But as I said, I've mentioned this I mentioned this. I am going to be going to Barnes & Noble next week. I won't say next week because it's 12:09. Next week. I'm dragging my brother along. And I am going to be picking up, as I said, 4 books. I don't know yet what they're going to be. I definitely want one of them to be the 3rd book in the Iron Face series. I definitely want to pick up, let's see here. I might do 6. I might do 6 because that will fit in one bag. But yeah. So we'll see what happens. I really doubt that the next book in the Wheel of Time is going to be there. But I will be very blunt. one of the 6 books that I will definitely be buying is going to be Rhythm of War, because after I get that book, I will have the one that came out last year, and that will be it for the Stormlight Archives until he publishes the next book. So yeah, I will be doing that, and I will probably also get the 4th book in the Iron Druid, and I'm also, so I'll just get 6 books, and then I can just get the rest when I get paid next time. I don't really want to spend all of my money on books because of the fact that I kind of want to have some money left over. I do have to get my brother another birthday present. I promised him I was going to do that for him, and I do keep my promises. So I'll be doing that. I'm also going to see if he wants to buy a spy novel, because he likes James Bond type of things, and I'll just add that to his late birthday presents. Another thing that I definitely want to do, not this paycheck coming up, but the next one, is go to Barnes & Noble, because I trust that the gift card will be good, and put $200 on a gift card, and I'm going to basically use that and just order some books when I get home. So yeah. Now, if anybody wants to know, am I still going to use my my Lenovo with the Nook app on it? Yes, I will. I will definitely be doing that. I'm not giving it up. I'm not going to put it in storage or anything like that. I'm still going to use it and everything. So, anyways, I will end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And this coming Sunday, I will be doing my my book thing for the 13th. And yeah, that'll be really great, because the week after, the next day, we'll start the week where I'll go to Barnes & Noble. So I am also going to try to post some footage of Barnes & Noble. I know I've done that before, but it's been a while since I've done one. So I'll see you guys around.